Hello, everybody. We're D&D Boyband, a group of friends who would like to get together and play Fantasy Pretty Boys, because apparently it's not fantasy and this everyone's hot. I've done it wrong. I'm sorry. I am currently without many of my resources and scripts. As we will see, with Twitch being down, everything is a little scuffed. But, hello and welcome. This is a homebrew campaign, roughly set in the critical world of Exandria, about 10 years after the events of CR1. The group, after traveling all throughout tal'dorei and Wild Mountain, have now made their way back to the Kryn dynasty to fight, prepare for a former party member who has become the avatar of an elder evil, Kyphon, the Purple Star, who seeks to enslave the Clash Star and use them to bring him and his servants closer to Andrea. I'm Dungeon Master Jamie, and joining me tonight are most of the Spice Boys. First of all, let me introduce Clued, currently playing as Barnes/Rasher.
Oh.
Aaron is Hayden, aka Lady Cakes, aka Casadius. Eski as Zug.
Hello.
And Sai as Aku. We are again missing Luke. I hope he's doing okay. And yeah, I don't think we've got any major announcements other than to say Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you all had good holidays, good New Year. Managed to avoid the cold, which is going around everywhere. I didn't. So I was sick for quite a chunk, as I think most people have been. So recap from last session. Last session, you guys you arrived in Arizona, realized that Barnes had been imprisoned, and you spent much of the session finding out a fairly lucid Vespin Chloras' opinion about what happened, the history between him and Barnes, Isaac and Roman, and you've reached a point where you might have a way of altering Ghost's ability to not be hit by your abilities. You might have some rituals that you can talk about, but if you are to be helped by possibly the most evil archmage, allegedly, and his recently confirmed husbando, might need some higher authority than Essex Taylor's currently, and Roman Everthil, specifically the Bright Queen. Wearing anti-magic shackles, Vespin has been granted leave under quite heavy guard. You are all brought to the Everthil household, which you've first visited months ago with Ghost, where you held his funeral, where you were arrested, where you know that Era and Kildra, Everthil, Roman and Ghost's parents, still reside. That's where we left last session. You guys were about to go travel there in preparation for your audience with the Bright Queen the next morning. Whilst we're on the way, would any of you be talking to each other, or do you want to kind of skip forward to the house?
Just to confirm, we left Vespin in jail, right? Barnes has freedom to leave? Or
Barnes has freedom to leave, yeah.
Okay, and Vespin's in prison.
No, Vespin is going with you, but wearing underguard with like with like magical shackles, I think. Or am I wrong?
I thought we left him in jail.
In which case you're wearing the shackles. I got it the wrong way around.
Yeah,
You're wearing the anti-magic shackles.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay. So something to do. You guys arrive at there, and you see the large, semi-imposing form of Kildra kind of throw his arms up and go, Back! I wish it had happier tidings. Roman's been keeping me up to date on a little problem.
How up to date exactly?
Well, that he exists and he's there and...
Oh, the matter of your son. Yeah, right.
Yes, but still no sign.
Oh, I don't think so, although I think these guys have more up-to-date information than I do. Kind of motions to the party.
Well,
So it just looks
used
vacant.
beyond possession.
The Kalashtar village, didn't you? You went, right? You learned something, or
Who's this aimed at?
generally everyone else in the room?
Zod continues to look vacant.
Who are
Not-
we talking to, DM? I'm confused.
This is Kilda Everthil, Ghost and Roman's father.
Right, okay, the dad. But he's not aware that Ghost is a bad boy, right?
He is.
Oh, he is?
how's he taking that?
No, it's a while ago. They held a ceremonial funeral for him. I think they were always holding on a little bit of
But
hope.
like, okay, yeah, so I remember that, but like, are they fully aware of everything that he's done? And do we know that?
Oh, so they know he's possessed, and you're looking for him. / trying to help him.
Well, we only really figured out that he hadn't been to the Kalashtar village, although we did see him in Imon, was it, guys?
Yeah.
Imon
Yeah.
recently, so
We may have teleported him into Imon, which I'm sure has no problem.
Imon's quite far away. Is that what makes you return here?
Oh, well, I got put in prison for starters, but no, I think we just wanted to see Roman, right? He's sort of like family to us all for the time that him and Elenia spent with us, and, you know, you yourself by extension.
I was
Kind.
rude.
I hope you didn't leave him in Imon. That's not where he is right now.
You can teleport, sir. I don't think we can leave him anywhere of much of anywhere, to be honest. I think he comes and goes as he pleases.
Understandable. Well, right, Roman certainly owes his life seemingly to all of you. And each of us minister as well. Nasty business. My home is as much yours as it is mine. We haven't really put much on in the way of food, but I'm sure we can rustle something up. Is there anything I can do? Any way I can help, or word I can put in?
Well, if you know how to talk to the Bright Queen, any advice on that front would be much appreciated. There's something of an audience later. But otherwise, I think it's food and good spirits for these folks.
The Bright Queen's. She is. I mean this in all sense of the words. Brilliant. She has been alive countless lifetimes, and I think that the older you are, the longer you live, the more you appreciate directness. I wouldn't. Respect, certainly, but I don't think that keeping her informed of the sharper edges of whatever predicament you've landed yourself in is wise. Now, I must warn you that given recent issues with House Bane and everything, have been a lot of run on supplies, and I struggle to find some forks in the house. And to find out where they go.
What happened to your forks, sir?
I have absolutely no idea. We've started searching the servants when they leave. It's not appropriate. I don't think it's, I trust them, I employ them, but I'm just very confused.
What sort of madman would take all of your cutlery? What possible
You hear
reason?
Cash shuffling from foot to foot in the background, and you just hear the jingle of forks somewhere and just goes.
Clangle.
Why would anyone ever do that to a family? We can eat with our hands. That's fine. Or
What bits
spoons.
pieces just go missing? Plates, cutlery, but
Forks.
carved wooden ones for now. But they don't seem to go missing as much.
Strange.
Yeah, that's weird. That's yeah.
Yes. Must be quite new to the group. Don't. Pleasure, Kildra. And he holds out his hand.
Casadius, Stoutcairn. You might have seen me around. I go to all the parties. I used to live here.
Kinds of dwarven names, is it not?
Oh yeah, dwarven parents.
Oh.
He makes a gesture roughly where his parents' height would be.
As well, I know that. Those with interesting bloodlines. He's also a tiefling. In generations, but also, if you're a friend of Roman, and Roman kind of is giving you this daggers the entire time. Roman
Yep. Yep.
and people, then you're more than welcome. You're also wearing your marks, you haven't lost them yet, and that will carry you in good state too. You are already represented as the Bright Queen, given passage throughout the city, so you would have been fully informed of your activities with House Byron, would she not? Master Thalis and Essex sighs, rolls his eyes. It's a full report of their theatrical heroics.
I mean, it's not just that. Like, we're going in to see the Bright Queen as heroes. These people have done the most amazing things for the world, and I really think it's high time, and he kind of turns to the group, that y'all just get some recognition for it. Like, really, guys, if you do anything tonight, just stop and think about the amazing things that you've done. At personal cost to yourselves. I marvel, I really do. So, yeah, don't listen to Essex Taylor, he's a little cunt. And,
Essex hesitates slightly higher off the ground.
just kind of turns around to look at him and glares daggers, raises an eyebrow like, and what?
That's the language they taught in the Age of Arcanum.
What was that, Jim? You're quite quiet, by the way. you
Sorry,
might
is
know.
that the language they taught you in the Age of Arcanum?
Oh, perfectly normal word back then. Why is it insulting? I didn't mean it like that, I'm sorry.
They kind of like just head to one side and just intensely inspect you. Can see Asmodeus liked you.
Wow, that's personal. He's just gonna turn to the side, and I guess anyone who knows him a little better would see that probably hit him pretty personally, and his smile definitely falters, and he looks up pretty upset for a little while, and falls quite quiet.
That's it. Cave. Actually, dismissed. Q. Almost shadow hand. As it begins to, Essex kind of sighs and says, "Keep an eye on him, please." With the shackles, with the mouth, and you see him kind of levitate round and begin walking off.
Actually, Jamie, with the anti-magic shackles, I guess he has zero illusion on, the red crackle horns and, like, infernal visage and...
Yes, true,
Red dog?
actually. It's quite a sight. Yeah. Filters perhaps seem worse, but you would have got some looks on the way to Persona. On the way through. As he goes, one of your finest achievements, and even the Bright Queen might be, is clipping that one's wings a little bit.
He needs it sorely.
please come in. And he kind of opens up the
But he doesn't have any wings.
door and kind of dashes you in and goes, "How are you doing, Hayden?"
Is this Kildra speaking to me?
Yes.
Hayden kind of like looks a bit startled as Kildra addresses him directly and takes a step back, and then he kind of looks at him and he's like, "I'm fine."
Missing an eye, several scars.
Yep. Yep, I am. Yep.
I say it hasn't dimmed your light, and that you must be commended. You're more confident than the last time I saw you.
Cool. Thanks. Yep. I'm gonna go this way. And he's gonna try to
You chuckle
he's gonna
slightly.
try to disengage very quickly.
He chuckles slightly, and
He
Roman
uses
like,
his action to disengage.
Yes,
Roman-
reaction.
yeah.
Disengage from
Roman
talking
goes-
to intimidating man.
Roman sighs. Fine, lad. Rest of you are welcome to the visitors' tower. To Roman, then, as you were last time, you will probably have your same rooms. Casadius, you're welcome to have whichever room your eyes so fixate on.
Whichever one's closest to the kitchen, buddy. You'll just walk off and you'll hear the
I do-
cutlery jangling.
We see Roman kind of comes double guard. Where, sir? On the kitchen.
It would probably be good if we had somewhere we could talk just ourselves, maybe a dinner or rooms
Oh
up
yes,
there.
there's a common room within the tower. You are welcome. I can attend if you wish, and I can have give us some fairly basic beef and mushroom stew for tonight. But if there's anything else you guys would appreciate before dinner, I can let you know. Mayonnaise, Zug?
Oh, I would love some.
Of course you would. Very well. Zug, I must say, you're looking rather trim.
Why are we commenting on Sug's body? I mean, he always looks great.
Exactly. He does always look great, but occasionally he needs reminding of it.
Zug is like since the like little boost that we got from I've like blanked on the name. God
Geb.
sakes, my own fucking god. Yeah, Geb, sorry. Language. He is now just looking unbelievably ripped with like 23 strength. The man
Oh my
his
God.
arms
Oh,
are
man.
just trunks. And he just stands there awkwardly like, oh thank you.
That's so
Like, this man could lift like a car.
Nice.
But he's obviously not very tall, so it's just mostly just width. It's just a chunky boy.
Is his neck disappearing?
Yeah, it's just a big, huge neck. Just he's never looked like more of a meathead.
Okay. And with that, Laura kind of goes off to one side, and you see him begin to converse with a scribe off the side, and Roman escorts you to the visitors' tower. There's a common room downstairs, and then a spiraling staircase with various rooms. I do have some things to attend to, but I stay if you'd have me.
Of course, you're these people's family.
Sorry, was that a yes?
Of course, well, I personally owe you a very great debt for obvious reasons, but
Well, I can't imagine today's been easy for you, Barnes. I'd love to hear.
he just laughs, and his face is fixed in a fairly amicable smile, and it doesn't budge, really.
Please. And you see him kind of direct someone to light the fireplace, and slowly but surely the room grows in warmth as you all sit And after kind of several bombshells today, several fights recently, you're all probably for the first time in a while, you've just sat and thought about what's ahead of you, what's coming, what's been said. And it might dawn on some of you. The last time you fought Ghost, ran. You were losing.
Not really. Just caught us by surprise. We're losing.
Yeah, it was so surprising that he was there when we were chasing him. Wasn't that crazy that he was just there? Like, whoa.
Look, he cheated. It's not fair. Either way, but we didn't run. We just retreated tactically.
It might dawn on some of you. Like,
But actually, if you've ever noticed that whenever you talk about ghosts, Zug has very little fear. Like, if anybody is just like genuinely a bit worried about the thing, like it doesn't phase him. He still seems to be completely undisturbed by the concept of fighting him. He's just finds him like as if it's like a thing that he has to do. He's not at any point seemed like hesitant or unspeaky about it. Seemingly completely fearless when faced with the idea of killing Ghost. Which, if you'd checked a little closer, is mostly because he doesn't quite comprehend how powerful he has become.
Rasha, I think, has a similar confidence when it comes up. Since all what's happened with Geb and his newfound personal strength, I think whenever Ghost comes up, he more looks, if anything, slightly excited at the chance for getting his own back for all of what Ghost did to him. So I think he probably looks fairly at peace, maybe with his arms folded, nodding occasionally in the room as people take in what maybe they have to do. And he says, honestly, I just cannot wait for us to do this. And now we know how we can defeat him, no?
About damn time.
We have a way to get around his weird magic shit. And he looks over at Barnes, the thing your evil thing was talking about. But also, something about... He turns to Aku, to Hayden, the people, Casadius, the guys who were in the Kalashtar village. We mentioned something about beacons or knowing what Ghost is after. We finally get it, right? We get it and we know how we can beat him, so let's do it.
So I've
Right.
informed the beacons might need to be under special.
Jamie,
You're
we can
really
barely
quiet,
hear
Jamie.
you.
Oh, sorry. I've informed. That's right in front of my face.
How's-
I'm gonna fix this out.
Has your microphone
I've-
turned around again?
It's here. This is like the little heart symbol, right?
Yeah.
It's just odd. Anyway, I'll fix in a second, but you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've-
speak loud, project.
Roman says, I've informed people that the beacons will need to be under special protection should Ghost attack a single one. Hear about it in a minute.
So you think he will attack directly? What do I expect from him?
My brother, expect a nefarious plan where we all look stupid from Hyphon. Brute force. Or maybe an unfortunate mix of the two.
Right. I was thinking about what Mr. Cloras said, the forcing realities to collapse onto one reality by observing the cat in the box, or what? I do not really understand, but it boiled down to just scry on Ghost a lot, right? And then we can hit him. Or locate who or where he is. Is that right, Roman? You look like you sort of understood it.
A little. I think it's... If I were to walk outside of this room, there's many possibilities about what is outside. until that's observed, be so crying, the fairy fire, maybe anything that pinpoints where he is that can be forced upon him. I suspect there are any spells in all of our arsenals that can locate an object wherever he is now.
Ashley nods and says, "Oh, TCC, I can do some of them." And Bonds also nods and says, "Yeah, sure, I can do a lot of that too, so."
It's just, perhaps we need to establish if it's for the individual or for everyone, or what works for the individual or for everyone.
How often we need to do it and all that. But I
Unfortunately, we
think...
don't really have a test subject.
No, but I suppose you can rely on myself and Rasha and whoever else of you what can do it, and Zog, Cass, Hayden, Aku, you can probably just beat the ever-living shit out of him.
Damn right I can.
Go to fucking town.
I've waited far too long to beat the shit out of this motherfucker.
It's been a long journey for you, alright. Been together for ages. Ghost was part of that for a long while, from what I understand. Must feel good, maybe? Or not.
It'll feel good when he's dead, most likely.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel good, he betrayed us.
Aku like as if a thought just pops into his head. Aku just knows he looks at Roman like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that in front of Roman.
Roman does. I've long resigned that there is maybe one outcome here that brother I once knew long gone. But I think even in the darkest depths of where I was held prison for 10 years, hope persists. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't. It wasn't still that spark. I know it's a fool's errand and is as likely to get me killed as anything else out there.
It's not, though, right? I mean, Vaspin, he thinks he can do it. Bind Clive onto that coffin, fix the gate in one fell swoop. Maybe that does restore your brother. If the Bright Queen will allow it, that is, but it sounds like there's a shot.
Magics that you can no longer perform, Barnes. I think we had that conversation once.
Yeah, magic's a little different now, but it's not about the
Latent
magic.
power is missing.
Yeah, but
Your projections and his are correct.
he says he thinks he can do it, and let's just try, right? It's a hope. If it doesn't work, then whatever has to be done to bind that gate back together, then... Kind of trails off, leaving it hanging in the air that both Barnes and Vespin said that they would happily die for it and bind themselves to the coffin to fix it. And he just sort of like falls back into his armchair and rests his head on it and just shrugs. You know, I'll sort it out one way or another.
Do our best. And I'm sure the Bright Queen will support us. She may well have known. It's been...
Wait, what do you mean she'll have known Vespin?
She's one of the few of us who predates the calamity.
You're telling me there's somebody alive that is from before the calamity?
Live, yes. This is one of her many previous lives was...
You mean there's somebody else who'll remember where we came from?
The history of our people is not a happy one. Whether or not she aware or touch that part of the world. Cannot say.
I hadn't even thought that was a
But,
possibility. Wow. Well, I hope we're going to go see her on good terms, and guys, we are. I said it earlier, but I really hope that when you go in to talk to her, make it about yourselves, because you are heroes, you know that, right? And he looks kind of specifically at Hayden when he says this. He seems the least, like, willing to accept that he is in fact a hero.
Can I just get temp HP from that bardic inspiration?
Well, this is the inspiring leader for you. You can all take like so many temperatures, to be
Maybe.
honest.
Oh my god. Mute
And
when
we
you
can-
do that, please.
But no, like, really, you've destroyed the Wand of Orcus, you defeated the Solar of Zahir, you fought the aspect of life that was binding a god and somehow walked away from it unscathed. You destroyed some mind flayers down in a college. Guys, like, Cass, you've been here for most of that as well. You fucked up the Mafia and Amon, you took part in political rallies and shit and saved them from the rot plague. You might have all just fixed the plague. Like, just when you go in there, talk like the people that you are, not like the people that you feel like, if you get what I'm saying.
I don't know if I can talk in front of the Bright Queen.
What do you mean?
Well, it's just kind of like a big deal.
So are you?
I mean, I got like social anxiety, you know.
We can work on that if I survive this mess, but
Um, yeah.
you don't need to talk, Hayden. You don't at all. Just feel good about yourself. I think that's what I'm saying.
Cool.
Okay. I'll kind of look around and just look to see how the other guys are. Are they looking confident or?
One except for Zog looking confident.
I mean, Akka's just kind of like standing there with his arms crossed, and he's like taking in what you're saying. He also does sarcastically just kind of turn his head over and go, "Yeah, well, talking will be quite difficult for me, so."
Yeah, I don't mean literally talk. I just mean you guys are great, and
Well,
I'm
Burns,
just honored that I get to be with you guys when we go.
you're pretty good at recounting everything, so you could be your spokesperson.
I'm also walking in there accused, or not even accused to be honest, definitely a former minion of Asmodeus and trying to vouch for Vaspin Chlorus, who the world believes to be the most evil man alive, or not alive as his lich self may be.
I guess.
I mean,
Oh.
I'll do it, but...
I know. And Hayden turns to Ascor and he says, Ascor, you love talking about yourself. You could do it.
You know, I've always had a bit of an issue with royalty. But sure, I could do it.
Yay.
I mean, I don't mean to step on anyone's toes, but selling things to people is kind of what I do for a living. So
I would actually
could do it.
rather have no one else sell me than you.
wait, what?
I said what I said.
I could get a few 100,000 gold for you probably if I spoke to the right people. So far.
Wow. I don't even know if that's a lot of money. Is that a lot of money?
Slave trade? What do you mean?
That seems kind of cheap, not gonna lie.
I wasn't talking about slave trade. I was talking about something else. But don't worry about it.
Per night?
You can't lift that much.
Wait, but guys, I'm married or widower, I guess.
Hayden kind of nudges Barnes and gives him a bit of a wink. Like, kind of he's trying to imply, like, Cass thinks you're worth so much.
Oh, it's a mess. What a mess. What a huge mess.
He's only got one eye, though, so when he winks at you, it just looks like a blink.
Blinking. Just blinking.
Oh. Well, dinner, I guess. I imagine there's lots we want to do. Relax. Kick back.
Although, before we do that, how much do we actually know about the Bright Queen? Do we know how we want to address this? Is she going to be very concerned about what we have to tell her or about Barnes? Because maybe we should think that through. Maybe we don't need to tell her everything? And he looks over at Zug.
Should I just not talk?
I mean, to be honest, I was planning to be super honest because Roman and Essek know everything, certainly on my part, and Essek will pull absolutely zero punches. There'll be cat scratching the whole damn time, so I'm just gonna be frank about it and say, hey, look, I know you think that we're evil pieces of shit, and apparently we were at some point, but it wasn't actually our fault, so please help us and let us save the world and die for it, you know? But as for Ghost and the beacons, or Roman, you said she knows that already. Roman has blanked out.
He knows that Ghost is after the beacons. That was one of the first things I sent the missive of. I suspect she's seen a lot. This is a lot. But it's not first crisis she would have faced. I hope it's not us she does either.
If she's been alive since before the calamity, then she definitely knows crises. Are you guys okay with that? With being honest about things? Is there anything you'd like to keep secret, or...?
Honesty is often well. People.
I think I honestly should not be talking by the sounds of things.
Well, we'll leave it to Cass to hype man us up. And, if she asks me anything, I'll just tell her the truth. And, yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll be up here 1 second.
I think this is a good opportunity, DM, because we've had quite a few breaks in between learning a lot of the information that we know about Ghost and exactly everything what he has done regarding the Clash Star, what the Clash Star think that what we learnt there, making that connection between what we know that he's doing, what we need to stop him specifically doing, and what we're talking to the Bright Queen about. Because I'm following, but there is a lot of information. I remember last session that we learned about exactly what we know with Ghost's defenses as well, right?
Yeah, so basically what you're going to the Bright Queen to ask is if Vespin Chloras is able to be freed from his prison to help you defeat defeat Ghost. You know that there is some way of stopping Ghost's beard. You have to roll under his AC in order to hit him rather than above. And that Vespin could also be helpful in rebinding him to the tree. It's the idea that rebinding somebody, potentially Ghost, to the Arbor Exemplar, the coffin beneath where you found Vespin's body, would help repair and rejuvenate, maintain the Divine Gate. Because essentially you've got two problems. One is Ghost, and the separate problem is that by resurrecting Vespin, there is currently nobody powering the Arbor Exemplar's portion of the Divine Gate. You need a powerful entity locked inside a coffin for all eternity. Power that part.
Well, that could just be Ghost. Let's just shove him in a coffin.
That one seems like a pretty good candidate for that.
Sure, but like,
And it's-
how much do we know exactly of what Ghost's plan is? Like, I mean,
So
the
Ghost, you
Divine
don't-
Gate has to be broken, right? But it's not broken right now.
Ghost plan is not to break the Divine Gate. Ghost plan is, from what you can gather from your Quarry spirit, is to gather the Luxon beacons
Right, yeah, of course.
because
Okay.
it forms part of the Key of Stars.
Yeah.
Is what he will use to bring Kyphon. The Divine Gate is a happy accident that is a problem you have created, but it's not connected to Ghost. When you found Ghost, he probably could have done damage to the Divine Gate, but he's chosen or hasn't.
And the Bright Queen is like the arbiter and holder of the Luxon beacons, so we assume that if he's going to make any use, it's on Rosanna and her.
She's not. She doesn't have them all in her possession, but they have been scouring the land looking for them, and are in possession of a great deal of them via the dens. You remember, Roman would explain to you that the reasons the beacons are so valuable to the dynasty is that when somebody is consecrated, the light of the beacon.
Executed. It's the old meme.
Constipated.
Consecrated in the light of the beacons.
Consummated.
If they die within a certain radius or distance of the beacon, their soul is taken to the beacon, and then the next time or within a certain time frame a baby is born, that soul is implanted into there, and then slowly but surely that child grows up and begins to remember their various previous lives. It's how the Bright Queen has lived through countless lifetimes.
Yeah, that's spooky as fuck.
It's fucked, man. Yeah.
Is this like a Get Out situation? Like, does the baby like
No,
just like fucking not know? Like, it sounds kind of
well,
fucked.
the baby doesn't know until it's like 13, 14, and then it
And then
starts
suddenly
having,
there's just this like
flashbacks.
dude like just lives in
Yeah.
their body. Like,
Exactly. It's
sounds
like
like Get
the
Out to me.
it's the Aurora in the plains in FF14, but it actually.
Well,
is
is it
real.
basically like they go to pick up like a tangerine and then they have a flashback to something awful that happened to them involving a tangerine in a previous life? Just...
Oh god.
Exactly. Tangerines are the trigger of most visions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Next
that's where
campaign,
you're at.
there we go.
There we
Tangerines.
go.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that-
bottom line is Ghost coming for beacons. We want to use Vespin to bind Ghost to the Arbor Exemplar coffin to fix that problem that we made and beat Ghost at the same time. And we can hit him by scrying on him using stuff like fairy fire or maybe like Loki person to like force him into reality because quantum mages.
Yes.
Cool. We understand. We're ready.
It's whether or not Vespin can help you out with the binding spell and any other thing else.
Cool.
Okay. So we'll serve food, munching away, thinking. Hour grows late. Aware of what perhaps tomorrow brings. You don't know how long after your talk with the Bright Queen. Some of you may retreat to bed, but some of you may spare a moment to talk or console or have a fast few nights before. There's a tension and a worry in the air. You can tell Roman is stressed. You can tell the staff are on edge. You're all fairly on edge if you're not anything else. So if there is anything to say to somebody right before a battle, might well be time.
Ida's echoing Hayden.
Or we can fade to black, making assumptions.
Don't know about you guys, but
I think Rasha might go talk to Hayden
oh.
if he's like alone in his room or he catches him by the side. He'll say, Hayden, I wanted to check. I don't really understand the backstory of this very much, but I know you and Aku have become very close, and it seemed like you had this argument, and I just wanted to I know Aku very well, right? He's really, really stubborn and has really strange ideas about things, and sometimes they are really stupid ideas. And he will probably not change his mind about them. But what I have learned is that when he makes a decision about himself, he is often really quite correct, and sometimes it is hard to understand why he is making it, but I have learned it is good to trust him, because he is making that for his own happiness, and I think when people make decisions for their own happiness, particularly if we care for them, or he stumbles on the word, love them, we do not be angry at him for making a decision, to save himself or what he thought was the right thing. It wasn't to hurt you, and he would be happy that you care as much as you clearly do, even if he will not say that directly, because he is really bad at feelings. I hope you do not feel bad about that argument.
I think that's the longest sentence you've ever spoken to me before, Rasha.
Yeah, I've gotten so much better at common spending time with you guys. And, I just don't want you to go into that fight feeling like you have argued with someone who is important to you and it is difficult. And I also wanted to say that, I'm happy for you both because, it is difficult for people like Aku who can be massive assholes to find somebody that, will stick by them in whatever capacity, and you are one of them, and that is really good.
Thanks. I mean, you're right that he's an idiot and
Yeah.
really, really fucking stupid.
Completely, yes.
I actually don't know why I hang out with him, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I questioned it quite a bit when I first met him, but he did look after me very well, so.
Yeah. No, I was pretty angry earlier, but I'm kind of cooling off a bit. It was just a lot to take in at one time to find out that Lanharath wasn't a part of Aku. I'd spent a long time trying to get used to Lanharath because I really did not like him at first. And especially after the shit that he said to you. Yeah, I was operating under the impression that Lanharath was an inextricable part of Aku that could never be removed. So I was like, well, Aku's in our life. We gotta learn to, work with this guy too. So to find out in the same moment that this guy that I've worked really hard to, accept is not only not what he seems, but also gonna get killed right in front of us, and also not knowing that it was just a lot. There was a lot happening all at once.
I know, and I imagine it is really frightening for you, the idea that you might lose Aku. And it would be hard, make no mistake, but I guess you are you with or without him, and if his decision puts himself in danger, you do not need to fear who you would be without him, is what obviously nobody wants Aku to do something stupid and trip over and snap his neck. And if he did, I would fix it because I am really strong, and death is actually so trivial that I just don't know why anyone fears it anymore. But
damn.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you are a great person, Hidden, and a strong one, and your therapy friend is he's right when he says that you're pretty great.
Well, he was laying it on kind of thick, but I mean, the stuff he said about everyone else was pretty true and nice, so
and also about you.
Then
It's true about all of us. We are really cool. We have done so much stuff that has been good.
I've just kind of been there. It's just kind of happened by accident along the way. I didn't set out to be a... He looks a bit uncomfortable as he says the word. Didn't set out to be a hero or anything. Like, that's not who I am. So...
The guy what carried the wand of Orcus from a Mount Flare colony in Tal'dorei all the way over to the site it could be destroyed in Johas. That is so far. You did that. No one else.
Yeah, but like it was an accident. And like I did it to like not die. So it was kind of selfish, really. I wasn't like trying to be like, I'm a selfless hero who's gonna save a village, you know. It's just kind of like...
No, but
Oopsie.
waking up every morning and facing the fear of death is not an accident. That is strength, and that is what you have.
Thanks, Rasha.
No problem. I'm pretty wise.
Yeah.
We're just gonna shrug. Anyway, I'm going to get more of that dessert. It's just I don't normally eat sweets, but if we might die tomorrow or the day after or next week, then I'm going to eat a lot of pavlova.
Yeah. For sure.
See you in the morning.
See you in the morning, Rasha.
Returns to find desserts.
Okay. Everyone else? Being there. Mind's drift.
Hayden's gonna swing by Casadius's room, wherever that ends up being.
Okay. You muted.
He's definitely opposite the kitchen, like uncomfortably close, and the door is open, and he's sat on the edge of his bed, and he's just looking at the kitchen, and every
You're
time
having a
guard
staring
goes
match
past,
with
he, like,
Roman.
waves. Yeah.
Roman's standing outside, peering through your door.
And I think in the meantime, he'll just be. I think he's got a few little like rocks laid out next to him on the bed, and every so often he'll pick one up and turn it over in his hands a couple of times, and they've got some dwarvish runes on them, and he just keeps picking them up and like looking at them and then putting them back down again.
Aww. Hayden kind of gives a nod to Roman as he kind of goes past him and tries to act cool.
Does he finger gun at Roman?
He gives him an awkward thumbs up with a shrug.
Roman nods a tiny bit, with a little bit of a weird look, and then looks directly, having taken his eyes off Casadius for a second, looks straight back.
Can I speak to Casadius without you here, please?
And you see him walk into the kitchen.
Kaz, as he's going into the kitchen, will just yell, "Yeah, we're about to do a spoon exchange."
He chips in. Yeah, how many spoons you got? I've got gold.
How many do you need?
As many as
you hear a bottle of wine pop.
I'm here to ruin this man's life.
Hayden shuts the door behind him and looks at the dwarven rune stones on the bed or wherever you were playing with them. Oh, what are those?
Oh, these are just my parents gave them to me when I started going to school with, like, you know, a lot of dwarf kids, because I felt like I stood out, and they said they were good luck and they'd look after me. And
wait, so is this like how you learn the alphabet in Dwarvish?
Yeah, kinda. I wasn't very good at it at first.
Hold on a second.
Kind of came out spitting out Infernal instead of Dwarvish. It was a little bit uncomfortable for a while there.
But you can speak Dwarvish, right?
Well, I can now.
Oh, sick.
The runes definitely helped me, though.
I didn't even think to speak to you in Dwarvish before, and Hayden starts speaking to you in Dwarvish, which I've had on my character sheet for nearly 2 years and never used.
Cass speaking back in Dwarvish. He has a bit of a twang.
Hayden's is like totally like bad, like bad grammar, bad pronunciation. Like, it's been so long since he used it, but he's just like, that's fucking awesome. I forgot half the words though, but
That's okay.
Anyway, that's sick. I came to check to see how your parents are doing.
I mean, I haven't been able to contact them since we got here. I think my mom read the note I asked her not to read unless I didn't come back, because the seal looks like it was broken. So that's going to be an awkward conversation when I get back to him on. But
was that letter like about work, or was that about like love or hidden money stash, or
work and a hidden money stash. My parents never actually knew what I did for a living. They thought I worked for a theater company, so
yeah,
and selling props and things. So
it
wasn't really a conversation I was ever really planning to have with them.
Yeah, for sure. I relate to that completely, and it's actually why I came to speak to you.
And Castle pat the space on the bed beside him in a friendly way, just
hit him,
sit your butt down kind of way.
Flop himself down. So I'm not really on speaking terms with my parents. But
because of your job, or is that just like a
well, they don't know the details of my job, but they are convinced that I'm not earning money in an honest way, which honestly is true, I guess. So in the past I've tried sending them money and they've rejected it. So I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe if your parents spoke to my parents, if I, died, then like maybe like that could be a way to get through to them a bit. Or
don't plan on dying because you're kind of nice.
Yeah, but like I'm like pretty like I'm ready to go. Think shit happens, so it could happen.
Is there a reason you're feeling like now's the time, or?
I feel like this every time we're about to go into anything kind of major, to be perfectly honest. I've like, back when Kari was still alive, I've sent her a message saying, I'm gonna die, by the way, like at least 2 or 3 times in the past like couple of months. So it's not exactly new for me.
Castle's give him a little pat on the shoulder. Look, buddy, you're gonna be fine. There's enough people here that are gonna keep you up if anything goes wrong, okay?
I mean, 3 times in a row, I've got to be wrong 3 times, right? Like, why would it suddenly change this time? So yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah.
I could talk to my parents, I guess, send them another letter. But look, if your parents don't reach out to you and don't make the effort with you, and they knock back every attempt you make to talk to them, there's only so many times you can reach out before maybe it's better to just pick the family that you want,
Yeah, but the Everthills don't really need any money. I mean, look at this place, and he like gestures to the opulent, like spare downstairs basement guest room that we're in across from the kitchen. like look at this candlestick, and he picks it up from like the side table. Like, this is probably worth more than like my parents' mortgage.
Castle, take it off him. Jamie, can he roughly guess how much that's worth? He's appraised items before.
Yeah, you can. I'm just working out how much a fancy candle works. I'm gonna do the
Is it solid gold?
Yes, no, getting fancy candle. 2 seconds.
That's all right.
Man, he's like proper doing the math and everything, just in case we test him on the economics later.
Yeah,
If it helps, that was
about 200 gold pieces.
200
gold pieces.
Yeah, this is worth about, like 200 gold pieces. And he turns it this way and that, and he's like, this is real nice. And then he just puts it in his bag.
See, I said more than my parents' mortgage. That's just, yeah.
Like, look, you can leave them some stuff, but, I mean, don't try and force it. If it makes you feel bad as well. I mean, I lucked out that both my parents, well, my dad for a while didn't really get it, I don't think, but Mom never gave up on me, and after a while Dad was okay with it.
Nah, I guess so.
I didn't have to push for that. I just kind of It was a case of if Dad accepted everything, fine. And if he
Yeah.
didn't, I'd just take what I got with Mom, and that was it. But
Hmm.
don't beat yourself up about that, you know?
Yeah.
I'll ask for you if it'll make you feel better, though.
Yeah. And he like takes like a little like envelope out of his like jacket pocket and he kind of shows it to Cass, but he doesn't hand it over, and he says, well, provided I don't get like incinerated or like sent to another plane of existence or like liquefied into some goo or just completely disintegrated or just, and he like keeps listing off a bunch of different ways that he could just be completely dead with no body left. And
You missed getting eaten by dogs, but we'll leave that one.
okay, yeah, there's also that one as well. If those don't happen and I am dead and you cannot bring me back, you can grab this out of my jacket and it's got their address on it.
Okay.
And I trust you. I just don't trust the rest of the world. So that's why I'm keeping it here.
That's fine.
Cool.
I know where it is now. I'll be fine.
Over my dead body, like completely. So,
Okay.
cool.
So if you're alive, no taking it.
If I'm alive, I know your tricks, so don't even try on me, okay?
Cass just rolled a 28 sleight of hand, so Hayden's like, yeah, don't even try. And he just like pulls it up and then passes it back.
Fuck's sake. Takes it back and he puts it in his jacket and then pulls out a middle finger from his jacket. Right, so that's everything. If you want to send a message to your parents, by the way, I think, I don't know, is Barnes still in those magic handcuff things?
I think he's in that until the trial, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but Rasha can do it.
Well, I just bumped into Rasha earlier. He's getting dessert, so you could go chat to him and maybe he could help you out.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Awkward trying to talk about something I never really thought I'd have to talk to my parents about, you know? That was the whole point of the letter. I was like, oh, it's the one thing I never know what to say.
Maybe they're cool with it. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, good talk. And he like kind of like claps the dust on his knees off with his hands and stands up. And
if you're feeling nervous about the what's to come, just take one of these and Cass will hand him one of the dwarven runestones.
Aww. He says thanks in Dwarvish and gives him a nod and leaves the room.
Where did you say Barnes was, sorry?
He is, well, in fact, he's probably just not moved from the common room. Sat by the fire, staring very deeply and very unmoving, I think, into the crackling flames.
Is he thinking about his husband?
Well, so he learned a lot today about who he was, who Vesper was to him, how they both suffered immensely against their will. But all of that being true has not seemed to have stopped him wincing very guiltily at Essex comments or if ever it comes up. So I guess if Aku's looking at him, he just looks like a pretty defeated guy, wringing his hands in his shackles. He doesn't breathe, but he's still letting out really pretty deep huffs that just seem like reflexive sighs. Yeah.
So Aku isn't looking at Barnes, but like when they finish dinner, Aku leaves the room and like clearly he's like gone on a journey to talk to people and to have conversations, found that nobody was where he thought they were. Hayden was moving around the place going from Rasha to Xadius. He has not found him, and he has come all the way back around in a circle back to the dining room, and he sees Barnes sitting in front of the fire, and he sits down kind of opposite where Barnes is, and he kind of just sits there not saying anything for a really awkward amount of time. Like, if does Barnes like try to make any small talk or?
Yeah, he definitely looks up and gives you a cheerful, "Oh, Aku, hey, how are you doing?" And it's maybe not a very believable smile that comes with it, but he definitely small talks and, "Wow, dinner looked really great. I wish I could eat." And he kind of occasionally makes comments, and when he realizes that Aku is not here for small talk, it just trails off and returns to looking at the fire.
Yeah, he's completely ignored. Like 10, 15, 20 minutes go by and he has not replied to a single thing that Barnes has said. And then out of nowhere, you hear in your mind this very like inappropriate tone of, "So, how are you doing, Barnes?" And even though it's clear, like Barnes sitting down with like all of his magic gone from him, like Vespin is in another fucking place. Like he's learnt some horrific things and he doesn't know if he's gonna be in like deep shit in the next couple of days. Like it's just so not the right tone for this conversation. But it's also not really something that Barnes has ever really heard Aku show any interest in asking how he is. So I think without a giant amount of insight, Barnes could probably tell that Aku is trying to get Barnes to talk about what's been happening.
He laughs when Aku asks this because he's a pretty good judge of character and a good read, and he actually laughs probably for a little while, and he just finds this really really funny. But Aku, you can probably kind of notice that his eyes are definitely like brimming with tears, the whole lot of that. And he just says, "You know, Aku, I'm not so sure. I am so good, but I'm also not really sure that it matters that much, so, yeah, I suppose, no, I'm not alright. There's more than I think any one person could process in this amount of time, and I think what I'm trying to do is accept that I might not have to process it at all. I might just need to get from A to B, and B is the next thing that we have to do, and if I'm walking out the other end of it, then that's when I'll come to terms with what it is I have to. If that makes sense. I mean, I say that, but I have sat here ruminating for about 4 hours, so I'm clearly not doing a very good job of that, but,
Aku goes from like deeply uncomfortable looking at like Barnes kind of looking teary-eyed to like I guess quite offended when Barnes is like also laughing. Like Aku doesn't get the joke. Like he doesn't understand it's like I don't know, just like laughing with him even though he's not laughing. Like he's just like, what the fuck are you laughing at? But I guess when Barnes starts to talk, he sits on it and says, "Well, the way that I see it, you don't need to do anything. I mean, you gotta get yourself out of this situation with those." And he points. Are they actual real handcuffs or are they like metaphorical handcuffs?
I don't know, Jamie. Are they real? Are they physical, or are they all in his mind? Are they fluffy? Are they?
They're a combination of glass and metal. The metal is to kind of provide strength, but glass is where the runes are.
I mean, you need to deal with that, but you don't have any ties. You've got Vespin, you've got us, and well, what you and Rasha were saying earlier is that we are a group of powerful people. And if we all want you to come along, help us, and then live your life how you want to, what's stopping us, right?
Right. I mean, I want nothing more than to start making it up to the world. Whatever part I played in it being the way that it is, I still played one, and if coming along with you guys to help fight Ghost is the way I can start doing that, then anything I can do. I just hope that these can come off so I can do that. I can be there for you, because I have no right to ask you guys to be there for me, given we learned what we learned, and yet here I am in Roman's house with his parents, sat in his comfy armchair being offered food that, granted, I can't eat, but was certainly offered. And there's no real way to repay the fate that you've shown me, and by extension, even listening to Vespin, who all of that was true. I know it was true what he said. I just can't imagine. I think about being in the Wand of Orcus for nigh on 1,000 years. I just can't imagine. And I don't remember caring for him, but I know that I do deep down, and it just... I think I'm more sad for him than I am for myself, you know. I have all this sadness, and I don't really know where to put it. And I feel like it would be like years of therapy, like literally years of therapy that I would need for this, and I can't clone myself anymore, so... I used to do that. I used to like clone myself and talk to myself, and I would just terrify the shit out of my own feelings, but I can't do that now because magic's different, so... And for a minute, he kind of says things occasionally which just sound to you like super spoiled. Like, he clearly just comes from this world of just, you just had absolutely everything. And the notion that he can't just like whimsically clone himself and talk to himself for 3 hours not being there just feels really awful to him. And you're like, man, I cannot relate. But he kind of trails off and says, but actually, I missed something, didn't I? You and Hayden certainly seem closer. Did going home help that?
Not so much the going home, going back to the village, no. Not really. Eden is angry with me.
What did you do?
He just like sighs, just like shrugs, like, I mean, like, I just, I killed Landrath, but that was it. Like, I don't see why Hayden was mad at me. Like, he he's smart enough to know, like, the reasoning as to why Hayden has explained the way that he feels, but, like, he's kind of a bit, like, you can tell he's just trying to, like, be a bit ignorant and shrug it off with it, like...
I don't think he's angry, Nako. I think he's probably scared. And, well, I don't think it matters very much in the context of everything. I very much doubt that at this moment it really factors in his mind that much. Congrats on killing Lanharat.
Well, I don't think he's dead, but he's gone, feels like, for now, so...
How's Freedom treating you? How's your new little sparkly guy?
He, like, looks back down, because every time someone mentions this, he's forgotten it's there. I don't know. I really... I'm not sure, but it's nice to be able to think clearly and know that they're my own thoughts.
Yeah, freedom is a very great gift. It is good to know your own thoughts, and I suppose if I can look at a silver lining for my own situation, At least I know exactly what it is I'm working with, and I know that right now I am my own person, and I have my own thoughts, and I should probably just be happy with that.
Well, it might not feel it because of the place you're in right now. And he looks over to the handcuffs again. But in a way, Barnes, I think you do have freedom. I think that as long as we can get Ghost into that coffin and ensure that you and Vespin aren't negatively affected by that. I mean, surely you just have a second shot, right? You have no societal obligations. You
Oh my
have
god.
no anything. You can do whatever you want, surely.
I can walk down the street and people don't point at me and say, oh my goodness, that's Barnes Costello. Will he give me an autograph? Like, it sounds great, but it's just not. Wow, that sounded so of myself. Yeah, we could move to a little shack and have geese or something. I like geese, they're funny. Yeah, if we walk out of it all after Ghost, then maybe we can have a second shot. Maybe we can fix whatever ties that remain to Asmodeus, but... Well, we just have to make sure it goes well, right, with Ghost. We just have to win. And win well.
Here's the thing. I'm concerned that you said you'll do whatever you need to do to make up for it. But at the end of the day, Barnes, you're with us. You've been with us for ages. That's it. We need to sort this out so we all don't die a horrible death. From an... He looks like he's straining, like he's still trying to comprehend the situation. Apocalypse. But you don't owe us anything. You know that, right?
I think I probably owe the world quite a big debt. Even if it's not my fault, it still feels like it is.
I mean,
And,
you
know,
feel that way, but do you really? I mean, everyone back then is dead now. Like, who is there to keep you tied to what you couldn't even remember you did in the past?
the
Like,
Bright
isn't-
Queen, apparently. Do you think she knows about all this horrible shit I've done? Do you think she's gonna look at me and be like, you, in particular, are the worst? Maybe the last time she saw me, I had like a cape on and like a stupid general hat. Was waving my sword around, like...
That's oddly specific, but go
I don't
on.
know, it's in the painting, but maybe, I have a wild imagination. It's speculative. Who knows? Who knows? But you're right. There is a chance that I can have my shack and my geese and have a life away from memories that aren't even there.
Aku like
Right.
goes to do his signature like slap 20 strength slap on the back, and then just before his hand hits Barnes's frail
Zombie body.
he stops and just sort of taps his shoulder like a bit lightly.
Yeah, Barnes' expression goes from genuine fear to like absolute relief as Aki stops himself. Thank you for that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Now go see Hayden.
Honestly, I have no idea where Hayden is, so
Probably under your bed. Check the closets. He's sneaky. Could be anywhere.
as Vaughn says that, like Aku does kind of like look around and check to see if Hayden is just like hiding somewhere in the room. Like, yeah, we'll see. And on that, I need to be obvious.
Probably returns to staring at the fire, but less sad looking. Bit more responsive.
Assuming that Haku will go talk to Hayden. Once I is back, is there anything anybody else would like to say?
I want to know what Zog's up to.
Sleeping like
I
a
mean, what's the
baby.
time?
It's probably like 11 p.m.
Did you say 7 or 11? Sorry.
11.
7? I mean, he's probably eating then. Let's be real.
11.
Oh,
11.
11! Okay, well then he's been eating and now he's sleeping. So yeah, you just probably hear a very kind of like
You're muted, Hannah.
loud snore coming
Has
from
he
his
got a snack
chambers.
by the bed for when he wakes
Yeah,
up?
he's
if
he's he's
hungry
like
again?
he's holding a jar of mayo like a bit like Winnie the Pooh holds a jar of honey. Like it's just kinda like on his belly a little bit is kinda like bit around his mouth.
You know how you leave out like mince pies and milk to Santa? I kind of imagine that Zog does that for himself, but every night.
Yeah, he's holding the mayo that was given to him. It's like mostly empty. There's about 10% left at the bottom. Just a spoon in one of his hands. It's kind of like left some stains on the sheet next to him.
Okay.
You also notice he's gone to sleep wearing most of his clothes. Like he rarely undresses when he sleeps at the moment.
The safety
takes-
of everyone involved.
But A is safety, and B it just takes so long to put his armor on. He just can't be bothered half the time.
Okay. Thaddeus, do you go to sleep afterwards?
Yeah, I think he's gonna look at his runes for a little bit longer. Stretch his legs by walking up and down the kitchen corridor just to aggravate Roman. And then every so often he seems like he's about to go upstairs to do what Hayden suggested and talk to Rasha about talking to his parents. And he always stops with his hand over the door, like the doorknob, and just seems to like lose his nerve for doing it every time he goes. And it hits a point where he just kind of thunks his head against the door and then walks back to his room and closes the door and goes to bed.
When you thunk your head against Rash's door with his big perception, you definitely hear, hello, Cassidius, I hope you are good from the inside.
Yeah.
Am I
great. Yep. Doing great. Yep. You okay?
Oh, I'm really good. These sheets are so comfy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, rich people, high thread count.
I will put all the drapes in Geb's temple in this nice
Well,
stuff.
you could just take these ones. I don't think they notice.
Good idea. Just conversation through the door.
Literally, they're yelling through a door.
Yeah. Do you want anything, or are you good?
I mean, how many spells have you cast today?
Like, not really many.
Okay,
Drop in the ocean of my might, to be honest.
that's good. He just goes quiet. You can tell he's still there, but he hasn't said anything.
Do you want me to, like, I don't know.
Awesome.
Oh.
Fake Luke.
Fake Luke.
Do you want me to, like, reattach a limb, or bring back a dead loved one, or
No,
create
no,
beautiful
that's-
artifacts from nothing, or
Well, you just kind of do that, don't you?
not an earthquake in Rosanna? I could do, any of
Well,
that.
maybe later when Roman's chasing us for stealing all his drapes, but
Mm.
can you?
You want to come in, by the way?
So the silence again, and then you hear the doorknob rattle a tiny bit, and then the door just gets pushed open slightly, and he kind of peeks their head around. Hey, do you have a way to get me in contact with people who are far away?
Oh,
right now?
sending. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course I can do that.
Would that be you talking to them on
Yes.
yeah. There's no way I could talk face to face with someone who's far away that you know of.
No.
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 Could you check in with my parents? Is that okay?
I can. Yes.
You don't
No.
need to say I've asked you to. You could just check in.
Your mother.
Yeah, mom's the best person there.
I'm really sorry. What is your mother's name? I am not sure if you have told me this.
Oh my god, I've forgotten. Oh my god, Jamie, what is Who
find
am
it.
I this week?
Who am I? Stop, Ken.
I
I'll
can't
admit I
Discord.
currently am without a lot of my notes. Oh no, it's not in my.
Mrs. Stoutcan it is.
No, no. I
First
know
name
this.
Mrs.
I can't like
Mrs.
scroll
Mother
up
of
on my
Cass
Discord. Wait, give me a
No,
minute. I'm gonna
I
look.
forgot my god's name literally just like at the start of the show. So
I know.
clearly it's
Well,
forgetful
Cass's
day.
whole character is I love my mum so much.
I'm like, I've only been worshipping this god for like a year and a half, maybe.
Wait.
Oh.
It's
easy to
Dana.
forget.
Dana. Dana.
No, okay. He will. Wait, what do you want to say to her? Am I just saying hello or?
Just check in, ask if she's okay, if Dad's okay.
Okay.
And just tell them I'm okay, I guess, and that I'll talk to them about important things when I get back, I guess.
Vague, but I will do it. And he will call sending.
Okay.
Hello, Mrs. Dana Stoutcan. Are you okay? Cass will talk to you about important things soon. How is Mr. Stoutcan? I am the big Genasi, by the way. Hi. The gold one.
This is the important thing. And he's look after him. And he and his father are fine. Miss him. We worry.
Oh, she's really sleepy. She was asleep, Cass. I feel quite bad.
Oh yeah, they go to bed at like 9. Oh my god, jeez.
She said that you are the important thing, to take care of you, that they miss you, and that her and Dad are okay.
Okay. Cool. When you say that she said he was the important thing, you've never really seen Cass's composure crumple a little bit, but he just kind of diminishes in size a bit in terms of like his stature. Like he just suddenly looks smaller and younger. Right. Good. That means they're okay, right?
Yeah, it sounds good, yeah.
Here. And he's gonna like pull a piece of like something out of his pocket and he hands you just a gem.
Okay.
It looks startlingly similar to some of the ones in the sconces on the wall in here. It's possible he's pried it out.
Oh.
The one in his room.
Oh, did it fall off your sconce, or?
Oh no, I just found this just a little payment for doing me the favor, you know.
Well, you don't need to pay me.
Yeah, but you know, you did me a favor, so that's. And you like shiny gems and stuff, right?
There is a shortage of shiny gems in my life, but Geb will like it. I will give it to Geb. Thank you for your offering in his name.
Tell him it was from me. Can always do with an extra favor.
I will do that.
Thanks. Cass is gonna wave and awkwardly leave. Like he backs up several steps without turning around and just... Thanks, and then leaves.
Rasha just kind of sits on his bed and blinks and just ponders the fact he's encountered romantic love and familial love in one night, and he's just like, yo, what the fuck, and he just reels from the bizarreness of it all.
Okay. As you sneak back, Roman kind of gives the evil eye and sighs and seems to wander off. I think Zux's in bed. Would you, Casadis, would then go to bed? Barnes is presumably still staring at the fire, but Rush is going to sleep unless someone else interrupts. Aku and Hayden, do you guys find each other, or?
Where was I staying last time we were here?
It's like one of the towers of this mansion. There are kind of like a spiral staircase of rooms, so it's one of the rooms up the spiral staircase.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess Aku is gonna wonder where Hayden is, so like before going to bed, he's probably gonna look around and see if he's there now.
Yeah, Hayden's probably back in his room now.
Okay.
The dramatic pause.
Sorry, that was just a sneeze, but yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, if like Hayden's just back in his room, Aku's probably just gonna wander in, probably not knock, just open the door and just put his shit down on the floor. Sit down on the bed. What's Hayden doing? What's he up to?
Probably already in bed, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing in here?"
Hayden's in bed, yeah. Aku's just
Yeah.
gonna get ready for sleep. He's just gonna get into bed. Like there is no.
He just kind of like does this motion of like, "What the fuck?" And then he's just like, "Whatever." He like lays down, pulls the blanket over his head.
Okay. That's where we're leaving that particular interaction.
He
That's
goes to
fine.
sleep.
It's fine.
Angry.
I'm not implying it. Angry. Morning doesn't come. You all suddenly have your eyes burst with purple light. Groggily, eyes come straight open. You look around. You can see each other. See a large purple star hanging above you. Nothing else. You're not sure what you're standing on. Not sure where you've been. Not sure where you are. You're wearing the clothes you slept in, and nothing else. Standing. Star, sun, bearing down on each of you. Probably immediately all think it's a dream. As you look around, the rest of you are here. Roman's here.
Is Hayden. So we're all here. Is Hayden like next to Aku? Sorry, did you respond? I just heard deep breathing.
Yes, sorry.
Aku's just gonna like, I don't know, like poke Hayden next to him. He's just gonna like look over and just like, is this?
No, I'm seeing
are
this
we?
too. You're awake, right? I'm awake. This is not a dream. This is
I have no idea if I'm awake or not, but I'm interacting with you, yes.
Hold on, let me try something. And he's gonna try slapping Aku across the face.
Who disappears?
Aku, what?
You sit all upright, and Hayden is asleep next to you.
Oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
It's not very fun, Hayden. Voice comes from all around you and from the star.
Can I try slapping myself now?
Yeah, it doesn't work on yourself.
Oh no!
Yo, what have I missed? Hello? I just went to
Okay.
get some dinner.
You've all
I just got slapped out of the
all
fucking
in
realm of dreams.
large void, a dream void realm. There is nothing around you except for a large purple star hanging up. The interactions that have happened so far is that Hayden has slapped Aku and Aku has disappeared. And a disembodied voice, vibrating slightly, not entirely ghosts, but not dissimilar, has said, "That's no fun, Hayden."
Yeah. It was fun for me. So, I'm gonna go now.
Who are you gonna leave?
You. Bye.
Come on, you can't all slap each other.
Wait, is everyone else here?
Everyone else is here. It's not just you two. It's
Oh.
everyone.
Why can't we just slap ourselves?
Guys,
Yeah, I'm gonna slap my. Alright, Zug just literally slaps himself in the face.
It doesn't work.
form. Guys.
It's
Guys,
a
I've
bit
got
like one of
this.
those dream punches. Like,
Maybe
where it's just
we
like,
form like a
"Ah."
circle and we count down. If
Exactly.
We all manage to hit each other at the same
Form a
time.
circle, simultaneous group slap.
I've
Not too hard, but
almost
some quite
missed
fragile.
You fucking idiots.
Maybe we should slap you then. I
I
don't know.
missed you, asshole.
Cassadia sleeps in a nice
Get to
pair.
my dreams.
He fell asleep as he usually does in like his shoes, ready to run out the door if anything goes wrong. Because you know his feet also get cold; they hang off the edge of most beds. So he's just gonna pull off one of
What's wrong
his
with your
shoes and he's gonna
socks?
throw it at. He's gonna throw it at Ghost. Can we see him?
Oh,
Is he-
Ghost
is he-
isn't
is
that
there
you
like a
can't see him.
physical-
You can like throw him at the star. And, like,
Yeah, he's gonna throw it at the star. He just throws a boot.
Wait,
Can I roll an attack?
Yeah, roll an attack.
Is this like an unarmed strike? I don't know.
Improvised weapon. Yeah.
What do you use for an improvised weapon?
You can use Dex if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna use my dex +6, so it's the same as an unarmed strike. That's a 21 to hit.
It goes a surprising long way. You see it just like fall through the start of the other side, down through the void, and you just see it keep falling.
Those are really good shoes. I really hope I didn't just waste one.
Rasha just goes, "Oh, aren't we meant to, like look at him first, or something?"
Bug's not even naked. How am I supposed to feel scared?
I mean, I don't mean to make everyone uncomfortable, but Zog, maybe take off your pants.
Zug, you know what to do.
It's alright, we have all seen it.
He kind of looks a bit confused, like, oh, okay then, and starts kind of like undressing.
We could be here. Oh, doing some help with the plate for them.
What's Aku doing?
Where is Aku?
Like,
Well,
what is
Aku's just like lying in bed, frowning mad at Hayden whilst Hayden is asleep, still reeling from Hayden slapping him.
Okay.
Wait, Bonds isn't there, right? Because he doesn't sleep.
Vance isn't there. I wasn't being. Okay.
I mean, I guess we're just helping Zog undress.
Yeah.
Hayden is like, with Barnes not there, he's trying to do like a ba 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 bow ba 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 bow kind of like stripper song or closest equivalent in D&D times.
You know,
Is
Zog,
it
you're,
horribly out of tune?
He's trying.
you'll really hurt yourself if you sleep in armor like this.
Flippant in the face of danger, I suppose, was one of your signatures.
But where is the danger? I do not see the danger. Are you meant to be the danger?
Is Zug naked yet? There's the danger.
We've come a long way, Rasha.
Yeah, it is quite far from me, Mon. He just like fiddles with a clasp. No, Zog, I think I need to fix this. You have bent
Going.
it slightly.
Oh yeah,
Thank
that was
you.
when I got hit. One of those times, many times.
Going to make you bring them back one by one, Rasha.
Bring
So
who
I
back?
can take them away again.
He stops
Did you s-
fiddling with the clasp. And he turns around and raises his voice a bit. And how exactly will you make me do that? Wouldn't that require you having a hold on me?
Oh, you're going to save your friends every time I kill them.
Okay. Yeah, sure, I will do that. Because I am a good healer.
I'll just kill them again. Till I get bored.
I will bring them back as many times as it takes for you to kindly fuck off from this world. You know, Ghost, I have had enough of you being a menacing threat in my life. I've really had enough of threats in my life. Frankly, they do not threaten me anymore. Where I am with Geb, it is fine. You are nothing. You are meaningless to me. Some big purple floaty star. Who the fuck cares? I do not care. Do any of you care? And he kind of looks around.
Nope.
Bring it on, Kaifon, Ghost, whoever you are called. I will resurrect them as many times as it takes. I guess I would also be bored if you did not kill them, so, you know, do your worst.
It's true. Once you break something, he forges stronger. I cannot wait to see what I'm going to make you.
Asher pauses because he does have a point when he says this, and that threat does slightly hold. Yeah, well. Yeah.
It's too late. Lost in those fields. Months ago. Lost. But you're all invited. My victory party.
Really, I thought we were going to a second funeral of yours. I thought that was what the invitation was for. I can't wait either.
It's gonna be real embarrassing when no one shows up to your birthday party.
Well, I mean, I might show up, but I'll be there to steal the cutlery again. So.
A singular spoon does drop.
Maybe if you're lucky, a Sectalis will come and ruin another party for you. Are you muted, Mr. DM?
No, he said maybe.
You're so quiet. It's like
Sleep well.
we literally can't hear you. You're so quiet.
Oh, sorry.
Thank
Okay. That's
You've got mad attenuation. I think it's like automatically doing it, maybe. You might want to turn that off and sound.
Sorry. Turn it down. Okay, is that better?
It's hard to say.
Okay. Anyway. Sleep well. I promise you'll need it. Kind of missed you. Kind of.
Did you just say he kind of misses us?
Yeah.
How sad. That's sad.
Aku is gonna try and wake Hayden up by shaking him.
Hayden is immediately cold to the touch,
Oh.
and shaking him does not wake him up.
Wait, okay. Medicine check? Can I see what the fuck is wrong with him?
Hayden's not breathing.
Wait. Excuse me? Okay. Who else did Aki see? Aki saw Rasha, right?
Everybody except for Barnes.
Aku is gonna run to Rasha's room and see if Rasha is the same.
Yeah, Russia's the same.
He's gonna run to Zug's room. Is Zug the same?
Zog is the same.
What the fuck?
Slap one of them.
I
Just
guess we'll
see how it
die.
works.
You
Slap
prepared
him.
Reviver Fire,
we
right,
died.
Paladin?
Okay.
We died.
I mean, I didn't prepare it, so but okay, he's gonna go back to Hayden's room when he sees that everyone's like that. He's gonna like more aggressively shake Hayden awake? Has any haven't? Okay, he's gonna slap him.
No.
Wait, slapping him doesn't wake him up?
No.
Boy's gonna wake up with a broken jaw.
What?
This relationship has gotten off to a fantastic start.
However, with a slight flash of purple in his eyes as you're holding him, the rest of you, as Ghost says, I miss you, are brought back. You feel yourself, and you've all wake up in your beds, clammy, cold, taking a deep rattling breath that sounds as if it's the first one you've taken in a while. You maybe sit bolt upright and look around and... Cass, what's your passive perception? Oh, sorry.
Let me double check that for you. My passive perception is 22.
And Rasher as well.
3.
23. Something, and even in your slightly disjointed state, something is off. Something different. You just can't quite put your finger on it.
Can I do an investigation check?
Yep.
Rad, let me roll investigation.
32.
32.
32. Jesus. Your window, which was shut when you were here, is open just a crack.
Okay.
Hayden, sorry, Aku, Hayden kind of comes back as you're like grabbing on and like slapped him. Your face is sore.
Ow, what the fuck?
What the fuck do you mean? Jesus fucking... And he's literally... I mean, he's just slapped him, but he's like holding him up. He looks like pale, like he's seen a fucking ghost.
Well, we have just seen ghosts.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
seen
okay,
it.
not not the ghost, a ghost, like a... Oh, for fuck's sake.
You look like you've seen
a
ghost.
poltergeist. A spectre from another world.
You don't stand a ghost of a chance.
Fuck's sake. Can say this as well, sorry. There's like a vague, for the 32, something purple is flying away from the city and mansion.
Oh, so that's probably Ghost, right?
Probably.
Oh, I hate that. Cass looks down, is his shoe on?
No. You're missing a shoe.
Shoe is gone.
Cass is gonna stick a finger out the window and just flip off the receding shape and just fuck you.
Yeah. Sorry, anyway, back to Hayden. Sorry, I don't know what the breathing noises are. Sorry.
Delicious.
So that's maybe we should go speak to let's go speak to everybody.
Yeah, just... God, fuck's sake, Hayden, just give me a second. And he's like... He clearly looks relieved, but like he's not let you go. You're still like there, like with his hands clenched around your arms, just like... And he just like tips his head down, probably leans on your shoulder. You weren't fucking breathing, Hayden. Neither was Zug. Or Rasher. Thought you were dead. Are you okay? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I feel fine. I didn't realize. I didn't realize. I'm fine, by the way. You look stressed. It's okay. I'm okay. What? Why are you? You're not. You look angry.
I'm not angry. I just. God. And he just like. Yeah, he just like slaps Hayden's like arm, just like he just.
Oh, what the fuck?
Okay, it's. And he just like narrows his eyes and he just like looks into Hayden's eyes. He like peels back his like working eyelid a little bit.
Oh, be
Just, like,
careful with that.
look-
We only got one left. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Get off me.
fine. And he just
I'm
like,
alive.
gets. Yeah, I can see that now.
Should we go make sure Zug is alive and Rasha and Casadius and everyone who's there?
Yes.
By everyone, I mean Ascor, because that's the only person I didn't list. Sorry, Ascor. I can't remember people unless I can see their webcams.
Would everyone else have gone come out their rooms and be congregating, or would anyone have had that happen and then be like, "Oh, that was crazy," and go back to sleep?
On's probably like super confused by
100%
Aku.
Zug
Like,
would have.
like he's just seen Aku sprinting around, right?
Yeah.
As he was running, he was probably like, Aku, did you go to the bathroom? But
Yeah, would everyone have got up and come in, or would anyone not?
When he was sprinting around, if Barnes was like yelling to him before he got back into Hayden's room, he probably would have been like, "He's fucking dead!" like
This room. I guess Aku was lost sprinting from. Like, he probably went there. So one of you just has Bones in the room, like, I guess Zug or something.
Yeah. Zug's just like sat up, like, I like fell.
Are you okay? You left your window open. You're fine?
Oh, yeah?
I
What a
could
weird
thought you
dream.
were dead. Oh,
Dead?
dream.
Oh, dead. Why'd I be dead?
Oh, great. I'm going back.
Okay. Nice talk.
He seems really chill.
Spooning another thing of mayonnaise into his mouth.
Nice snack. So,
Nice talk.
Oh, not good for dreams.
Shepherd.
Ascor and Rasha probably make their way out of their rooms. Casadius, you as well?
he's gonna come out because
Yeah.
he's seen weird goings on.
Yeah, as you all kind of congregate, minus Zug, in the main kind of common room. Ascor's like, did all of you see that? Is that for real?
I mean, I think it was pretty real. I think your buddy, the guy who you just broken away from when you first met me, stopped by to say hi because I saw someone leaving. My window was open. Did any of you check your windows?
Zug's window was open. He's not dead, by the way, in case you were worried. Aku thought he was dead. He's fine. His window is open, however, yes.
He
Anyone
clearly
else?
looks still really fucking stressed. He's like looking around like what the fuck just happened, and everyone just nonchalantly like walked in back into the room. He like beelines towards Rasha, and he's just like holding his like hand in front of Rasha's mouth. He's just like staring at him, like looking around, like wondering if he's just been fucking gaslit. Like he just does not know what the fuck has just gone on.
All right,
And
you
he's
all
just like
feel-
slaps like Rasha's shoulder. Like, I mean, obviously it probably hurts Aku more than Rasha, but like just like sighs and then walks away.
Oh, well, Aku. You ejected from the Kaifon dream. Did you just wake up before us?
Yeah, I woke up and everyone was lying in their beds, not breathing, not moving, freezing fucking cold.
Oh. I guess Rasha will do little checks on everyone to make sure they're well and nod at Aku and say, I can see why that is. Let me look everyone over.
Everyone is still quite cold, a bit, sweaty, but alive. There's a couple of ruptures of some people's pupils that might indicate lack of oxygen.
Grim.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems we were indeed not breathing for the duration of the time that we sussed. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
We are lucky he let us out.
I thought it was a sleep thing, you know, when you like don't breathe for a while.
You mean like sleep apnea?
Yeah, that.
I think that's just a you problem, buddy.
Oh. Wait, you don't have that?
No.
Oh.
We cured it
Oh, I should
permanently
see.
in the
Do you
age
need
of
to go to the
Arcana.
doctor?
I should probably see a doctor about that at some point.
Yeah, it's totally curable.
But this wasn't that. This was that dream was real. Real. Dreams real? Sounds weird.
I didn't see anything. I was just in the
Oh yeah,
common room.
you weren't there.
No, I mean I don't sleep and he's a beast of dreams, but I didn't hear anything from your windows or noises or anything. I'm
He's
sorry.
scrying on us again.
Well, he was definitely close by. I saw a shape leaving.
Which means he's in Rosanna.
Oh. Well, that saves us time. We'd have to go find him.
It also probably means we have more urgency in seeing the Bride Queen then. When's our audience scheduled, DM?
Early morning is what you were told.
How late? Like, did we get a sleep just now, or
It's like 4 or 5. So yeah.
was Roman in the dream?
Roman's joined you.
Okay. Well, it's a few more hours till the audience, so if you want any more sleep, maybe we could do a little sleepover in here, and I can watch over you. I mean, I don't have any magic, so I don't know what I'll do if Kaifon comes into the room. I might just throw a chair at him. Actually, he tries to lift the chair and can't lift the chair. I'll have choice words for him.
Those of you looking at Barnes' physical form has begun to slightly deteriorate.
Well,
So whilst alongside having the big, very obvious Asmodeus paraphernalia, Barnes also looks. Though most of you feel dead, Barnes looks more dead than normal.
The normal.
What do you mean by his form is fading? I don't understand
So,
what you mean by
Barnes
that.
is beginning to get slightly sallow skin. You can see that, like, very flaky, like it's on his hands. His hair's beginning to slightly fall out. Clearly, whatever magic is animating Barnes is being affected by the shackles.
I have really soft hands, you know. I worked hard for this.
Okay, well, we need to work on getting these off Barnes because this clearly doesn't bode well for Ghost being nearby or anything.
Hayden glances at Casadius and says, "Fancy us trying to pick the lock on this thing?"
Sure, why not? Let's give it a try.
And
then, Roman magic man, you can help as well, can't you?
Normally, I would advise caution, but I think caution can be disregarded. Yeah, so the three of you can work together. You can either have somebody advantage or you two can roll.
Which skill is it you use for this?
It's basically your dex plus your proficiency modifier.
Okay, so my dex is +6 and my proficiency is +6. What's yours, Hayden?
sorry, dex plus proficiency, you said? Wait, I don't have Roll20 open. I wasn't prepared for this, even though I'm the one that suggested it.
Can I bodically inspire someone while I have magic shackles on? It's just the fact that he's like looking at.
It's not really a spell, so I think that's fine.
With
We're
maybe.
gonna have them
wide-
start magic discussion.
Big wide
Yes.
amber eyes, and he's just like, I mean, this should be trivial for you guys, right?
Yeah, fine. Yes. In keeping with the rules of the many times this has come up, class features are not spells.
Hoggies.
What's your
Uh,
bonus, Aiden?
So I rolled a 16 plus 7 dex plus 6 proficiency.
No, we're not rolling. We were seeing who.
Oh, who has the highest what?
Okay, so your dex is +7. We were
Oh, yeah.
seeing who had the highest, but I think your dex is higher than mine. So.
Yeah, I've got +7 to dex.
Okay, so 20.
Thank you, Gab.
So you rolled a 16 plus a 7 plus a 6 plus bardic inspiration, right?
Yeah,
D10?
the 16 plus 13 plus a d10. So
29.
16 plus 13.
Oh, it's a D12 now. Oh,
Oh, the d12.
Yeah.
Roll d12.
Biggest boy band in the world.
So that's a 35.
Jesus. So these shackles don't have a keyhole.
Wait, hold on 1 second. If Casadius is helping me, do I get advantage?
You do, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hold on. Come on, give me a natty 20 for Barnes. Fuck. Okay, never mind. It's a 35.
35 is
Damn
still like.
That's insanity. Come on.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
So
I'm
these
on it
don't
at
have
40.
a keyhole, but they must open some way. And with a combination of Roman, Casadius, and Hayden and tinkering and moving away with them, there is an assortment of runes and a couple of them that get bound together that it's more of a puzzle than locksmithing. But the three of you with a 35 manage to go and they drop off to the floor. Immediately, it's almost like electricity in your fingertips shooting down. Feel rejuvenated, more alive, less tired, more yourself.
does my skin deflake? Does it weld itself
Begins
back
to
together?
slowly do, yes.
Oh. Guys, thank you. You really didn't want to see what I look like without hair. Oh boy. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That was fun.
Can't have our watchman be incapacitated.
Watch me.
Well, you guys sleep, get the rest of the night, and I'll, if it comes near you guys, I'll, stab him.
Maybe wake us up first. We'd like to see that.
I'll wake you up and then I'll stab him.
Thank you. Cass is gonna wiggle his one unclosed foot, and then he's gonna go sit down somewhere.
You all tuck in.
No,
Right.
Aku
It is
just
not.
throws his spear at Barnes, sees the nearest sofa, and just falls forward onto it and just like goes to sleep.
Barnes kind of
Tu-
fumbles the catch a little bit, despite being very dexterous. It's kind of too heavy for him, but
Unexpected strength. And yeah, we'll go to sleep in your various ways. Maybe tuck in is too polite a word. Uneasy sleep follows.
you have a sleepover, guys.
Those of you
Oh, nice.
may have genuine dreams, nightmares, wherever you feel your character's reacting in this moment, and you wake up to Barnes. Very little happens overnight. There is some hubbub within the city that you can hear, and looking out, you see a couple of zeppelins flying in. Which from the few times you've been in the city, and the few times you've never seen them flying this late in the morning, early in the morning, or late at night. So something is afoot.
Something is afoot.
Reason.
Cass wiggles his toes.
Roman, do you have any shoes for the man?
Not in his size, baby.
Everyone goes, "Oh, why doesn't Rasha forge them out of the goddamn spoons?"
Rasha shrugs and says, I mean, do you want silver shoes? I can make a silver shoes.
Oh, thought you got jokes now.
I literally can do it, yeah. Not that Cass has spoons. That there are any spoons in this house.
Insight check.
I believe that no one needs an insight check to know that Rash.
I'm gonna roll. It's a 5.
That's a 5. Everyone, morning breaks with sun streaming in, kind of, I don't know if this is permanent blackness, but through the edges, imperceptibly almost, it is lighter as you all yawn and stretch, wake up, and begin to prepare to travel and visit the Bright Queen, the central bastion of the Kryn dynasty. You're provided with, you're provided with various clothes should you require a formal change, or if you wish to wear your armor, accepted, and food is served. However, Sai / everyone else who wants to talk.
While we're getting ready, Aku's gonna turn to Rasha and say, Rasha, could you quickly make up some of those shackles that look like the ones that Barnes were wearing, but easy to break, something pretty brittle? I mean, I don't imagine it will fool the Bright Queen, but if we're walking in there with guards and whatnot, it might be a good idea.
Ah, that is really smart. Let me take the original. I'll just make a quick release mechanism for it. Fix the originals and close up the gap here.
Damn, that was a smart idea from Aku.
Yes, can you
Yeah,
pass me some
well-
spoons, please?
I've got average intelligence. so-
Hayden looks at him with a little glint of admiration in his eye.
That's so hot.
It's also a little bit shocked.
Yeah,
There's
Rasha.
crime being committed.
Yeah, alright, he's not that dumb, guys. Come on. I know you've called me an idiot, slapped me, told me I'm stupid without me being even there to defend myself. But, like,
So, it's only because we love you.
It was said with love.
Mhm.
But yeah, Rasha, get some spoons off Cass if they are freely given. Are the spoons given?
Yeah, he's been dead in the eyes and hands them over.
It'll only be like 2 spoons.
There's
I
far too many. There's
I
more
don't
than
need
his
many.
set. These are... Oh,
Alright.
well, I mean, do you want one from this house, one from that house down the street?
Well, this house is good. I
Huh.
will remake them back into spoons afterwards, Roman, so the spoons will not be permanently missing.
Oh, I just have immense curiosity as the saleability of spoons.
They are silver. It is,
A silver. Some of them are silver coated, some of them may have once been silver, but you only put up with so much.
But you're telling me a house like this does not have solid silver spoons?
We used
Oh,
to!
the ones I have are solid silver. They're just the original.
Okay, oh, good. Of course, you took the good ones. He's going to use his feature, which got so much less useful as the campaign progressed and magic got super busted, to do Artisan's Blessing. So it takes him about an hour. It's a ritual. It crafts a non-magical item that must include some metal. So yeah, he makes a little quick release mechanism on the shackles, clips them back onto Barnes's hands.
Yeah, they look really good. I'm gonna say you, without your level and your talent and your skills, they look pretty identical.
I'm ashamed of Forge and Fire, bro. I do.
True. You're pretty identical, and none of you can tell the difference. Before you guys depart, anything else?
I think so.
I think Barnes probably gives Aku and Hayden meaningful searches when they're not looks, just tries to figure out what's going on. Rasha probably also does the same, and maybe Barnes and Rasha probably catch each other observing them, and like from one high wisdom to another, nod knowingly.
Okay.
Dual wielding characters.
You make your way through Tono to the Lucid Bastion. Short walk from Den Everthill's house, mansion, and it's built on very much the center of the city. 2 seconds. Surrounded by a wall of dull grey, grey quartz with vaguely purplish tint, which a different shade, but still all of you are a bit like a bit paused as you walk towards it. lit with the same soft green glow that the lanterns set throughout the town. Fill most of the places with light, and joined by Essek, who's kind of waiting outside the outside wall, along with a couple of members of the Aurora Watch who you recognize immediately, and made it. How many of you would run?
We didn't catch that so good, Jameis.
They said, and Essex says, made it. Wondered how many of you were going to run, honestly.
Run from what? You?
Barnes laughs and then guiltily goes, "Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have laughed."
Light of the Luxon. Essex kind of just says very, dryly.
Praise be, friend.
Well, come and darken Majesty's doorstep once more. Kind of walks up, and you see that as you're walking, there's another group of people who are a bit ahead of you who seem to be carrying a cloth over it, fairly well adorned with it's a black cloth with spirals, silver spirals filling out a fairly geometric pattern, and it's covering some kind of large container. And it's as you're walking behind it, it seems to be given quite a wide berth by people who seem to nod a bit respectfully as it walks past and look perplexed at the group that you are. I mean, yes, you do have deeds, but they are not well known by many others. And you arrive in the main entrance hall of the Lucid Bastion. And you the large
Quickly.
archways.
Quickly, Jameis, did Essek bring Vespin with him?
Sorry, yes. Yes, he did bring Vespin with him. Clapped in the same manacles that you were in.
Okay, well, Barnes just gives him a nervous wave, not really knowing what to say, but cool.
Vespin walks over a little bit. This was once Gordranis.
Yeah, I thought it was still called Gordianus. Do you know, my house is down there, and he points at the ground. It was making awkward small talk. I found your stash of notes when you were still my patient. Did you know that I dotted your name with a heart on the eye in the first session? So clearly I wasn't very professional about things.
I don't know what you mean, Mans. You were utmost professional for at least 3 minutes.
3 whole minutes, that's pretty good going for me. Wow.
Is that teasing or is that cocky?
Okay.
Oh.
You like geese? I thought we could get a shack with geese if we survive.
You like geese? Been apart for 1,000 years. And you ask me, I like geese.
I don't
give
remember.
a flying fuck, Barnes. Whatever time we have together, I don't care what else fills it.
I'll not talk about geese anymore.
Talk about whatever you want.
All right. And I guess as they walk up to the Lucid Bastion, he just small talks about really stupid shit. He probably talks about the tourist stuff from Amon.
He's going to spit some geese facts.
Yeah, why he likes geese. He'll probably mention about his I Heart Amon hat. And maybe just talk about how it's crazy they don't have sewage systems anymore. Imagine not being able to flush a toilet. Crazy. A chamber pot. Disgusting.
Mad.
Enraptured attention. What you get. The toilet talk, maybe not quite so much.
We don't spend very long on that one.
I can imagine. As you approach the main entrance hall, you see that the kind of palladium almost in front of you has been taken into the main hall in front of you, and there's a small pause before you are brought in to the large central dome that you can see from the outside that you presume must be the central room. You see there are kind of half hexagonal shapes that lead out, various daises that lead up, mosaic patterns along the floor, a very high ceiling again with that dome, and then the thrones with one in the center kind of slightly higher than the others, backed by 3 glass windows with a purple blue pattern on them. 7 arranged around this room. There's 4 members of the Aurora Watch who have extra kind of gold filigree on their armor, standing at attention in each 4 corners of the room. The 3 people in the thrones who you stand up as you enter. Possibly for the rest of you, the Palladium that you kind of followed in, 6 of them along the outside of the wall. In terms of the people who are in the center, 1, you presume, White Queen, Layla's Kryn, who this life is clearly, from what you can see, a drow woman, slightly taller than most, dark blue-gray skin, waist-length white hair, McCoy's sparkling eyes, wearing a warrior dress made of crystal and kind of sparkling chain that Rasha immediately recognizes as mithril, and a headdress of 3 white crystal ipex-like horns that curve back past her shoulders. Almost kind of 2 of them would be very tiefling-esque, like long tiefling horns, but there's a central one as well. Hugely impressive figure wielding a long white staff that ends in a black mace with a large emerald set at the top. The other 2, you recognize a striking family resemblance to a Thalis. Sorry, just bringing up these descriptions.
Oh, yeah. I've got to ask Jamie, actually. So I don't know how many times we'll get the opportunity to ask this left in the campaign. Is the Bright Queen hot?
Yes.
Like, very hot? How hot? Like, scale of...
I mean, honestly, she sounds like an 11.
She sounds like an 11, yeah.
Quite depends on 11 is speaking.
Yeah.
That's how, like, she addresses the spice boy.
To the other side of her is Roman says to the Bride Queen, leader of Den Mamian, Brianna. Abriana is a ancient, fairly withered elva female goblin with strings of hair that dangle 2.5 feet almost down to her toes. That's how long they are. She's wrapped in wrinkles and kind of glowing black and blue robes that seem to slightly sparkle, and she's kind of got her hands very tattooed and ornamented arms resting on kind of a silver scepter that spirals upwards. Her face is painted with kind of vertical lines crossing all over them, and she's got numerous earrings on her very large ears, and you see her kind of gently make her way to her feet as you enter. The other one is, and of course, leader of Dentheris, Desha, Six's mother. And she is kind of similarly as tall as Essex, but skin is slightly reddish in tone. With similar, you notice all 3 of them have incredibly long hair. That this is in kind of plaits that kind of go all the way down her waist. Wearing a a kind of black shawl with a very large collar that seems to almost spike out like ice. And he's very heavily ordained and ringed hands. Again, wearing similarly kind of not tiefling-esque, but to a kind of crown that almost has like two little horns that come off to the side, made of kind of a very jet black substance. Nowhere near as ostentatious as the Bright Queen, but nonetheless impressive. And you see both of them stand up, kind of bow to the Bright Queen, and then begin to walk towards you. Brianna kind of gives you a very curt look, almost in that goblin way, snarls Vespin as she walks out. Dersha, on the other hand, walks, kind of ignores all of you, looking straight at Essek. And those of you with the perception over 15, which is most of you, will hear her mutter something in Undercommon.
Rasha speaks it.
Rasha will hear, don't mess it up this time again. As you hear her, as she kind of goes and says, turns to you and says, I'm given to understand you're here to argue that we accept your help. Son's explained much to me, but I'm sure the Bright Queen will make up her own mind.
Is Essek's mum saying this?
Yes.
Is it obvious where Essek gets his good looks from?
The only one who's not hot is the goblin, and she might have been hot in her youth.
Appreciate that. Goblin rights.
Looking good for her age.
She's very good for her age. You don't know how old she is, but damn.
However old she is, she probably
Do people want Cass to do an introduction for everyone?
Please.
Layla's kind of,
Hop off.
she kind of stand up and she kind of beckons slightly for you to come forward and puts the staff down to the side.
Cass is going to step forward with a bit of a flourish of his arm, just like gesturing to the room, his shoulders sort of square up. And the group will know this is what he does. He talks his way into good fortune. So he steps forward and clears his throat and gives a little polite, customary bow to the Bright Queen. Inclines his head. And then a slightly less severe incline of the head to the others, and then just... Look, before this begins, I want to say that these people, and he gestures the group, are good. I can only put it in simple terms because, well, you people must hear political talk day in and day out, and it's all convoluted and tangled up in double meanings. And these people are good. They stopped a plague. They prevented the untimely destruction of Iman, both in terms of mortal means of a crumbling criminal group and from the clutches of a creature I only thought existed in nightmares. Most importantly, they saved my family. 2 old dwarven locals of Rosanna who they had no loyalty to whatsoever. 2 people who society would view as insignificant. These people helped me get the means to ensure my parents were safe and remained safe. So if nothing else, give them the benefit of your ear, just for a few moments. I did, and it's probably the best decision of my life. One more bow, and then he'll step back and gesture at the group to put their case forward.
Could you make a persuasion check with advantage for me?
Advantage? Amazing.
Indeed.
Yeah, sure.
Feels inappropriate to try slapping a bard at him.
It's 28. Not my best roll,
Okay.
but still high.
Odds don't react. Aside. Goblin woman softens the wrinkles ever so slightly. Sure. Stands and appraising still, but where? And Layla's kind of stands up. Well, thank you. for the introduction. You have already done a great service to us and to my people, leading us from traitors from within. I've heard some stories of what they've done. I, more than most, know how good intentions can be twisted. Actions can have consequences that are unforeseen. So certainly, I am more than willing to hear out good people about why I should do something. Most people, the face of Exandria, consider tantamount to insanity. Not but. Your good words and your good deeds, I assure you, mean that even should I reject what you are proposing, almost all of you are still free to carry my mark, carry my town. I do not see this as tantamount to treason. I'm sure you'll appreciate that a rejection of your proposal carries with it a judgment on the risk associated with one of your members. Looks of Bespin.
I have a really ensorcelled past too, so don't put it all on him because, you know, he'll probably gesture up to his spooky Asmodeus horns.
You have some advantage in that before you were placed in our dungeon, you were walking around the world, acting of your own free will, doing, as your friend put it, good, perhaps. One of you has spent no time other than in captivity, the lucidity. It is he whom I am concerned.
That makes sense. And firstly, your Majesty, is that how we should address you? I want to thank you for lending your ear, first of all, because as you say, even entertaining the prospect of this is potentially tantamount to suicide. Not suicide. Ha, bad turn of phrase. You can tell I'm nervous. I never get nervous, but I definitely am today. Insanity. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. Thank you. I think I probably want to frame this in the context of the threat that is looming over Rosanna, that we are all as a group entangled in. The matter of Kaifon and its bid to gain control of your beacons, your Laxon beacons. The matter of fact is that entity has taken control of a citizen of Rosanna and is puppeting him and has been for a very long time.
It's Elenia Everthil, I believe.
Right. And I think our hope, perhaps, is that there is a way to separate Kaifon from Elenia, perhaps, or at least to bind the creature to the site of another issue that exists in the world, the matter of the Arbor Exemplar and the Divine Gate. I'm certain the former Shadow Hand and the esteemed Roman Everthil will have told you about. We believe we can solve both of these things together, and I can only speak for Bespin Chorus insofar as he is without a doubt the greatest archmage the world has ever produced. His specialization is in binding and contract magic, and he's just really fucking good at his job, and he spent his entire life helping people, and until of course his Modius ruined everything. But if I think I can speak for us both when I say that if there's a way we can even begin to make up for the horrors that we were forced to commit, this is how we would want to start doing it at any personal cost to ourselves. And I just want to stand by my friends. And I think that's probably the gist of it.
Thank you. It is difficult to overcome hundreds of years of history, knowledge about who this man is, who claim he's a powerful mage. I don't think anybody would disagree with you, but he spent his life helping people. I suspect not even you truly believe that.
I
That
do
he is evil and
wholeheartedly.
heralded the age of the calamity. That is the contention you are making. I have some experience with a few, not Vespin, but some of the archmages of old, and the archmages of today. Humans barely change. How can they? Don't think he his life helping people. Might have spent it not thinking about the return. You agree?
When I say he spent his life helping people, I truly believe it. Sorry, Vespin, this is really personal, but I really need some hard evidence here. I was gonna pull out the little journal of first sessions. He's gonna look up at her and say, "You were around before the calamity, right? Do you know what a Malcolm Farragut does? They're mages that spend their lives trying to break devil contracts, to turn evil in on of itself, to get people out of bad deals and to save them from whatever they've created for themselves." And
But
that's what he
certainly
was.
their PR. Some do. They charge a hefty price. Others wield contracts as devils do for power over others. And devils. It's all a game of who's the smartest.
Look, I
Don't
don't
think we're here to discuss the minutiae.
know. And look, I don't remember them at all. I don't remember the Age of Arcanum. I don't remember the relationship I had with him, but I know what is true to me now and what I see in people. I'm an exceptional judge of character. That's probably why I was so useful to the god of lies and deceit. And I see a really good person who would do anything to right wrongs that have fallen upon his hands. And look, there is a huge danger coming. And I want to be able to fight it alongside my friends, and I want to fight it in the way that I think will give us the best shot of winning. And winning in a way that will be permanent, that'll put Kaifan somewhere it cannot escape from, that will protect, it kind of turns to Aku, any associated peoples from its danger, to really just remove Kaifan as a threat from this world forever. He's coming after your beacons.
I believe that is what young Master Epithel told me, and as such, we have gathered much of our store here. She leads to the radium. To be kept, the lock and key, guarded.
Just as a note in the back of everyone's minds, you will all hear Askor's voice just telling you that Cass has noticed that something's up with the guards and just to be ready because something feels off. That's all.
Turns when she says that and looks at them. They're all in one place, right here.
Yes.
You know he's in Rosanna, right? Kaifon. He visited us last night.
He visited you last night.
Yeah, he was in our dreams, and I saw him leaving when I looked out the window.
And yet you're all still alive. Why did he not attack?
He said he missed us, or I don't know. You guys know him better than me.
Not a great character witness for the start.
Rasha says, he let us go because he wants to break us again and again, as he put it, kill us, so I have to resurrect them lots of times, and, you know, villain threats.
Familiar with the type.
I'm sorry if this comes across as really rude, but are they safe here after Aku hears the voice for a mask or?
This is the strength seat of our power. If they're not safe here, they're not safe anywhere in the Empire.
Boom. I mean,
Dynasty, sorry. Everyone within several miles, powerful citizens of my empire, have come here because to protect them. For if they fall out of range of these beacons, then that is the end of them. The people here have a vested interest in protecting them. And so I use that to my advantage.
Okay. So we're all gathered together. I suppose then the question remains, if, or when, Typhon attacks, will you give us a way of binding him?
I hope that, and I'm not going to, I say this without prejudice. From what I've heard, your ability to solve problems, it's there, it exists. But in destroying the wand, brought back Vespin. Bringing back Vespin, damaged the tree. How do I know that in setting him free, not solving one problem, cause another?
Maybe
What
it does.
guarantees can I be given?
Maybe it does, and we'll just have to fix that one as well. Fix every single problem until there's no more left to solve. This is a treadmill. You don't have treadmills. No, but you're from the Age of Arcanum. You know what a treadmill is. We're on a treadmill, Your Majesty. And eventually the workout ends.
Eventually there's a problem that cannot be solved.
I mean, you just pull the plug on the damn thing and it stops working because it's not powered anymore. Look, that's a really bad analogy. If it's guarantees you want, I don't think it's possible to provide them. I don't know, Aspen, maybe you can talk about some crazy quantum mage shit and convince her. But I think it's intention that you have to believe in, right? We all stand here with the very best of intention.
Dasha, Adam, leave us, please. And you see the other two members of the dens begin to walk out. And they kind of shut the door behind them. I want to trust you. I want to believe you. By the light of the Luxon, I want to believe that not only is Mage Vespin a good person like the rest of you are, but able to help here and in the future. I doubt there is many minds alive that would rival his. And now, I'm sure you can perhaps appreciate my hesitancy and understand why I may see this as a choice of last resort, a first option. When Elenia is breaking upon the walls, and I have no other option. I suppose that's what I'm asking you. Why should this be my first point of action? My last resort.
Kaifon can influence while people sleep. Everyone sleeps at night. He can influence vast swathes of people. And, ma'am, you clearly care for your city and your people a lot. If he's centered upon this place, I don't think that any punches should be pulled in handling him, because he can and will use everyone in this city to harm the people that they care about to get what he wants. It won't just be brute force he starts with, necessarily. It'll be like last night. It could be, who knows what his game is. If there's a chance to just deal with it in one fell swoop and not wait till the walls are crashing down upon you and he's been able to do gods know what to people like us, really. He kind of looks at Vespin. Evil entities use people. He'll do the same.
You might.
Who's to say he's not already, I don't know, affected your guards somehow?
She looks over at her guards and doesn't seem to have the reaction to it. I appreciate the paranoia, and she kind of walks over to the 6 at this point, arranged palladiums. I do, and I see your argument. I do understand. Nobody else will. And I mean that in the general sense. If you were able to sit down and have this conversation with everyone, I reckon less than half, maybe less than a quarter would believe you. I hope you realize risk being taken if I choose to go along with this.
Maybe this sounds really, bad and unethical, but could the choice be perhaps a secret one? Would anyone need to know that we used an archmage that's long dead to save Rosanna?
We've tried our best. This is Essig. We've tried our best. It's difficult to keep people quiet with any type of anything, really. And despite careful monitoring, it's not unknown amongst certain circles that an unexpected prisoner has been part of the Dungeon of Penance. Exact nature of that exact nature has garnered a huge amount of gossip. Not many are correct, but they're not far off than I'd like.
Okay. But the fact he's participating in any of this cannot stay. You know, we can put him in a funny hat, give him a Kryn Dynasty outfit. Look, you know.
You'll roll insight checks for me.
Hey.
Can you?
All of us, Jamie?
Hey, there's the Rashid.
Oh yeah, not one.
Nice.
I also rolled a nat one. High five.
I see.
17.
I think what's happened is there's a big banquet of food at the side of the room, and Zug and
There is,
Hayden
yeah.
are hungry, and we are looking.
Just having a look.
24 for Rasha and 21 for Barnes.
Aku is too distracted by Hayden, distracted by the food. So
Oh god, we're
Okay.
falling like dominoes.
So just Rasha 24, Barnes 21.
24 and 21, yeah.
Okay, the rest of you see nothing fairly earnest. 21, 24. Essex, I think, might be being a tiny bit obtuse. No one would have guessed it's an Archmage of Arcana Archmage other than if he'd perhaps let the secret out a tiny bit.
That little bitch.
24. Rasha, right? 24.
Yeah.
Message you could.
Oh. Oh no. What will this message say? Asking for a friend, but the message cantrip. That has verbal somatic material. Okay.
You have to speak out loud, but you can
Yeah.
whisper, but people can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Wait, does Ascor's group chat, does that just stay open if he
It's
talks
for
about-
like, yeah, I think so.
God bless the
Let me read
Bionic
the
Sorcerer
chat
group
again.
chat.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, if the group chat's open, Rasha will quietly say to all of you, "She's a very cute and smart woman. Doesn't it seem she is stalling for time somewhat? Talking around and round about. She's saying the same thing, no?"
Jamie, that weird feeling Cass got when he looked at the guards, did it feel like it was weird that they were here, or did it feel like there was something distinctly wrong with the guards?
Something wrong with the guards.
Barnes gonna ask, so assumedly the Dan members that you sent out, that's Essex's mother and the grandma goblin, right?
Miriam, then Miriam.
Are they not privy to this information?
They are. Decision is ultimately mine.
Jamie, can Ascor expend? Can he? Wait, I need to check. Does he have this? Because I know you can expend sorcery points to do subtle spell and stuff. I need to check if he actually has subtle spell. He does.
Yeah, he does.
Can I extend a sorcery point and cast Detect Thoughts on one of the guards as Ascor, please?
Could Ascor please make a intelligence saving throw for me?
Sure. 27.
Okay, he succeeds, so he only takes half damage from this.
Oh god.
If you've been in this campaign before, might know what's about to happen.
Rasha prematurely winces for him.
So he takes
Is he immune to this kind of damage?
psychic.
He is resistant to psychic, so he will take half of whatever this is.
27, 36, so 9. He takes 9 points of psychic damage. All he hears is screaming.
Okay, he will message the group chat and be like, "There's something wrong with the guards," or whatever the fuck Ascor would say.
Rasha's gonna say, "This is so insane, but do that on Layla's screen."
Sure. I will expend another sorcery point and do subtle spell and do detect thoughts on. Yeah.
It's a wide open void.
Void?
something be there. For school, you'd expect surface level thoughts, emotions, feelings.
There's nothing.
There is absolutely nothing. It is as if you have thrown a pebble into a void and it has not stopped moving. Ascor only felt one mind like that ever before.
He messages the group chat that you've all been made.
We've all been.
You've all been made. Do we engage in combat now? Is that what we do?
That's up to you.
What would Ascor do?
What would Ascor do?
What
I
would
never
Ascor
liked
do?
royalty. And I try and disintegrate.
You joke, but
Joke, but
I
the
reckon.
intrusion to their mind
I cast it subtly.
doesn't matter. Outstretched arms around the Palladiums. Come on. Attempts to cast teleport. That, with the counter spells that I'm sure are about to follow.
Not a spell.
Do we remember how high a level teleportation is?
7. Bon's just gonna snap his shackles off and counterspell the fuck of that out of that 7th level. He's gonna drop
We're
it.
dealing with that next session. Any rolls now do not count.
Oh god. Oh my goodness.
That is the counter spell you will do next time as perhaps combat begins.
Perhaps.
Alright. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks everyone for staying. I know we started late and Twitch was down. And we will maybe see where we end up after the next session.
Is our BBG fight against the Bright Queen? But possessed Bright Queen?
No way.
Oops. I mean, nowhere's safe for us after this.
Let's murder the monarchy, guys. Let's fucking go.
Don't worry, Essex Thalos will vouch for us.
Right? Essex there. Essex is about to see what happens.
Yeah. He'll totally.
Or he'll just get thrown into jail with us.
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll see how we go next time. I've also posted a picture of Layla's Korean in player chat for people who asked if she was hot or not.
She's pretty cute.
Asking the important questions.
She's pretty cute. Yeah. Wow.
Alright. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for playing. I will catch you later.
Oh, thanks everyone. Take care. We'll see you next week. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See you next week for our final fight of the campaign.
Maybe.
Maybe not. We'll find out shortly.
Bye.